Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be looking at TPU inner tubes and how to fix them. And yeah, I'm doing this because I think there's a lot of people who still seem to think that when you puncture one of these you actually have to throw it away, but that's really not the case. I'm going to show you not only one but two ways that you can fix these inner tubes and get yourself rolling again. Okay then, so where do we start? Well, we're going to need a TPU inner tube. This is my spare one, and you can probably see it's got a few marks on it already because I've repaired this a few times already. We're going to need a bowl of water. We're going to need some tissue for drying off the inner tube, and we're also going to need something else. We're going to need a pump. We need a pump. Would be helpful, wouldn't it? I'm not going to blow it up with my mouth. So let's get on with it. We're going to put this into some water and see where the air is leaking from. So step one is to get the tube into a bowl of water and find out where it's leaking exactly. And then step two, we're going to be using a marker pen to mark on the tube exactly where you need to put the puncture repair patch. Okay, so here I'm using a Pirelli Smart Tube, so I'm obviously going to use a Pirelli Smart Tube repair kit on this. And it comes with a tiny piece of sandpaper. So we're going to find where our problem was. Give that a little bit of a sand. And I also find as well it's quite useful to sand the actual patch itself, because it's not like a rubber patch. The patches for these are made of exactly the same material as the TPU tube itself. So that should be enough. And then we're going to get a patch out of here. And I reckon we could get away with a small one, because the hole is by there. Yeah, let's get away with a small one. These are a bit fiddly to sand, but you can give it a little bit of a rough up. Next, you want to clean your tube and your patch with an alcohol wipe so that you get good adhesion with the glue. Put on some of the special glue that comes with the Smart Tube repair kit. And then we just have to pop on the patch. So we've got our prepared patch there. Push that on. And that is essentially it. So there, we're all done. I'm just going to hold my thumb on there for a little bit. And if I bring you back up here, yeah, so they recommend leaving these for about 30 minutes to set essentially. So that's why I'm going to show you another way that we can repair these patches. And that's going to be more suitable for if you break down at the side of the road with a puncture. But you should be carrying a spare tube. Why aren't you carrying a spare tube? But I still carry the spare repairs for doing this anyway. Okay then, so the first patch is all done, the first and official way of doing it. Now we're going to move on to the unofficial way of repairing the TPU inner tubes. And we're going to use the Park Tool Super Patch, the GP2. And it says on Park's own website, you know, these weren't designed for TPU inner tubes, but they've had a fair bit of luck with them. So yeah, that's what I've been using for a roadside repair, and I'm going to show you how to do it now. So just as before, again we need to sand, we need to wipe with the alcohol wipe, and then we're ready to pop on the patch. Let's put that on there. See, they go on really, really easy. And that's essentially done. We don't actually need to do anything else with that now. So there you are then, that's how to do a quick roadside repair with the GP2 patch. And yeah, Park Tool themselves, they don't recommend this, but they say they've had luck with it themselves. So what I would say is, if it doesn't leak, keep it on there, don't change it. But if it does start leaking, and yeah, I changed one of these a couple of days ago, and it did start to leak eventually. It was like a slow puncture, so I put the proper patch back on. I'm going to show you very quickly how to remove the GP2 patch and then pop the other one back on. And before I remove the patch from the TPU tube, I'm going to add one to a standard Butyl tube so that we can do a quick adhesion test. Right, so let's see how well this comes off. You've got to get your nail right underneath it. And it does pull on the tube a little bit, but it's not too bad. It's a little bit hard. There we go. So that's as easy as it is. All we got to do now is clean this with some alcohol, with the alcohol wipe again. And then we're ready to put a proper patch back on it. One of the authorised patches or official patches. But you saw how hard that was. Let's see how hard it is to pull this one off. Because I found, yeah, look at that. I find that these patches, even though they're designed for rubber, they stick so much better to the TPU inner tubes, which is why I'm quite happy to use these patches on the TPUs. And to finish off the process, I get an alcohol wipe to rub down the tube, doing it in one direction so that it removes the glue rather than just spreading it around. And then the tube is good to go and ready to be repaired again. So there you go then, that's 2 ways in which you can fix your TPU inner tubes. And I think I proved as well that you needn't be worried about using the Park Tool patches on the TPUs. They're more than strong enough. And I also found it really interesting, the adhesion test, because it just confirmed what I thought anyway. They stick much stronger to TPU tubes than they do to the actual rubber that they were designed for, which is very interesting, I would say. So yeah, I hope you liked this video and I hope you found it useful. If you did, please drop me a like and a subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video. Ciao for now. Ciao, ciao, ciao.